Episode 40, and in this episode, I speak to Zeb Hastings from Seedstars, a accelerated program looking at working with emerging markets. Hey, and welcome to the Learn Cardano podcast, the podcast where I break down all the ins and outs so that you know everything you need to know about the Cardano blockchain. And in this episode, I have Zeb Hastings. He is the project manager, one of the project managers from a company called Seedstars based in Switzerland. And they run accelerator programs and pitch competitions all around the world. They concentrate mainly in emerging markets, which is their main focus. And I thought this was the perfect pairing between a seed accelerator program and Cardano as well. They're running this pitch competition for the Cardano blockchain in conjunction with the Financial Times. And you have until the 31st of May to submit your application for this particular pitch competition. So if you're working with an emerging market, I should say, and building something out really interesting, and maybe you want to incorporate Cardano and blockchain technology, this is perfect for you. So let's get right into this interview. I have Zeb Hastings joining me from Seedstars. This came up on my radar just yesterday, and I really want to dig into it and find out exactly what's going on and what this pitch fest is and how it all works. Zeb, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Pete. Thanks for having me. Congrats on all the success of the show so far, and thank you for staying up late to do this. And I know we're in different time zones, so appreciate it.
It's a job of passion, I think. I think that's the best way to put it. So what's your background and how did you come about being a part of Seedstars? And then we'll talk about what Seedstars is actually as well.
Yeah, so I'll spend very little time on me because I'm much less interesting than Seedstars and what we're trying to do here with Cardano. But I actually had a pretty traditional corporate background, and about 5 years ago, I was introduced to the world of startups and venture capital and entrepreneurship through a book I read, and I just fell in love. And I basically wanted to pivot my career and focus more on entrepreneurship, along with some other passions of mine, which is based on travel and emerging markets. Through that pivot, I was introduced to Seedstars and some of the work that they are doing, which I'll get into. But I've been with the company for a little over a year now. I'm a project manager with the company. And so I'm one of the ones spearheading this challenge that we're doing with Cardano, and we'll jump into all that information.
All right. So what exactly is Seedstars then?
Yeah, so Seedstars is actually a private group of companies that is based out of Switzerland. We have a mission statement that is driven towards impacting people's lives in emerging markets through entrepreneurship and technology, which sounds kind of broad. But so there are specific activities that we do globally to kind of facilitate this mission that we have. We offer specific programs, development programs for entrepreneurs in these emerging markets. And emerging markets would be Latin America, Africa, the Middle East, Asia. And we focus on different stages of entrepreneurship, whether it be on the idea stage, the very first concept building of a company, to even some of the advanced later stages in terms of scaling companies. And we offer, our main line of business is offering several different programs focused on helping entrepreneurs develop their products and scaling and, growing their business through customer acquisition. And there's other activities that we do as well in terms of this mission, which is we offer physical hubs around the world, which we call seed spaces. They're co-working hubs. We, for the past 10 years, have done a global pitch competition called the Seedstars World Competition. It's the largest startup pitching competition in emerging markets. And we also have an investment fund with a portfolio of over 75 companies. So all of this is geared towards entrepreneurship in emerging markets who are leveraging technology and their solutions for impact.
This sounds perfect for Cardano. And right up its alley, exactly what the overall vision and goal of the blockchain is, and what it's trying to do with various emerging markets, Africa as a focus at the moment, and other emerging markets later on.
What you just mentioned is really special because there are a lot of parallels that we see between Seedstars and the Cardano platform, which has been really exciting for us to get to know the network and really become involved, right? Because I think there's kind of three main parallels there, which is community. Seedstars is a big global community. Cardano is probably one of the most community-focused blockchain systems out there, as far as I've seen. I think the other one would be experimentation, where we as a company are always looking to experiment with novel solutions, ideas, and I think what we're doing currently with Cardano is a big experimentation for us. And also impact, which, like you mentioned, some of Cardano's impact in emerging markets. So I think those three things are really parallel for us partnering together on this challenge. The challenge itself is something we're putting together through Cardano's Project Catalyst. As I mentioned earlier, we have a history of running the Seedstars World Competition. So it's basically a pitching competition that we've done in emerging markets. And in the last couple of sessions that we've done that, this is an annual event. We've actually partnered with FT Talent, which is a unit of the Financial Times, as we've changed this competition over time. And this edition, we're going to not only be partnering with the Financial Times and FT Talent, but we're partnering with Cardano. And the goal of this pitch competition is to basically include individuals and founders who are working on projects that are developing or interested in developing on the Cardano blockchain. So this is going to be a 3-day boot camp event in June. Part of it is going to be a private event for the select participants, but some of it is also going to be a public event through the Financial Times studio that we're going to live stream. And basically what we're doing is we're trying to source ventures interested in building on the Cardano blockchain. And we're going to highlight some of the solutions that they are building and leveraging that blockchain technology towards.
This is a massive opportunity for any project that is, at that pitch stage and wanting to go through an accelerator like this. That exposure, like through the network, like first off, you said like 75 companies within that group. Is that right? 75?
It's going to be 50 companies. So
50? Okay.
Yep. So basically the way that it works is we are going to have 50 companies participate in the actual boot camp, the 3-day boot camp for this challenge. We will have one global winner in the pitching competition. But alongside of that, 24 of the startups will be selected to go on to a future accelerator program that we are beginning to host in August. That's going to be a 3-month program. All the 50 finalists that will be a part of the program will also get some additional perks from the Seedstars community. They will get access to our global community of mentors and advisors. They get access to our tech partners, where we have perks that are worth over $50,000 to help them, build their companies and their solutions. And and they also get to leverage the Cardano community as well. So if they're a company that is not currently building on the Cardano platform, we're going to provide them with mentorship and also material to help them convert their current projects onto the Cardano blockchain. So really looking forward to getting everyone involved, whether they're building on Cardano or not, to help introduce them to this platform.
That's a lot of resources and mentorship and advisory roles that any of these projects can tap into. That's huge. That's a really big game changer for a lot of these projects, especially have something unique and novel in any of these emerging markets. It's to get in front of these group investors and whatnot to pitch the project. I can't think of a better way to actually do it. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we, it's been such an exciting opportunity for us, and we really have just been excited about this whole blockchain movement. Part of what we do as a company, we're always exploring new technologies. So to be doing this with Cardano specifically has been one, eye-opening for us as we learn more about Cardano itself and about blockchain, but two, just like I mentioned those parallels earlier, it's just been really fun for us to experiment and learn and, really get involved with some of these really great entrepreneurs who are trying to just build these projects and have some impact globally. So it's been really fun so far, and we're really getting excited to actually host the event. The event is going to be a 3-day event happening in June. It's going to be June 20th through the 22nd. I'm happy to talk through some of the things we'll be going through in the event. So We are going to have different workshops going on the first day with the 50 selected startups. And within that, we're going to be we'll break them up into cohorts based on some of their needs assessment, whether or not they're already building on Cardano or not, for example. We're going to be offering some mentoring and some networking sessions. On the second day, we will be doing the actual pitching competition, which will be a publicly live streamed event. And we will go through the deliberation on who the winner will be. And on the last day, we will actually have a big panel discussion on the Cardano blockchain. So it's going to be a several-hour event where we're going to have experts come in and talk through Cardano, the actual community, and what it's like to build on the blockchain, what problems they're trying to solve. We're going to announce the winner. And this is really for not just the participants, but anyone who is interested in just learning about blockchain and Cardano. So if you're building on the blockchain, we'd love to invite you to apply to this event. But also, if you're just interested in learning more about the community, we invite you to come and watch the event as well.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of inspiring stories that come out of it, which I'm pretty excited about. Can you talk a little bit about previous Seedstar events? And like you said, this is a global event that happens every year.
Yeah. So particularly when it comes to the competition and the challenge, and like I mentioned earlier, we've gone through several different iterations of this, right? Mostly when we first started, these were localized events that we were running from 2012 on, where we would have pitching events in different localities around the world in emerging markets. So let's just say, for example, in Latin America, there would be a pitching event in Lima, and then it would go up to the country level and then the regional level. So these startups would continue to pitch at their different levels to go on to a further stance where they go on the global stage, and there would be one global winner. In the past, the global winner would actually go on to get a short track to our investment fund to meet with our investors and hopefully get some investment. And then recently, last year, when we started partnering with the Financial Times, we actually changed the competition to not just be focused locally in different emerging markets. They're still emerging markets focused, but given the pandemic, we could not actually run these in-person events anymore, right?
Yeah.
So with the Financial Times, we did that instead of having different regions compete, we actually opened it up globally, but to focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So we actually had what's called the FT Financial Times SDG Challenge, where we focus on 6 different SDGs for startups solving problems in those. For example, reduce poverty or climate action. And then this version still focused on impact, but it's more focused on leveraging the blockchain platform. So we've had over 36,000 startups apply over the last 10 years. We usually get anywhere from 5,000 a year.
That's a lot of applications. That's a huge amount of applications.
You have no idea how much time I've spent looking at pitch decks.
Yeah.
But what's really great is that we still leverage this community in terms of having some of these entrepreneurs come back, mentor some of our current startups, be involved in some of the things we do. So, we have currently for this current application batch, we're getting individuals from not just building on Cardano, but also on different blockchains, Ethereum, Solana. So we're really excited to continue building this global community that Seedstars has and getting some more blockchain focused startups here.
Okay. It's really interesting that, it opens up some of these other blockchain companies that are building on Solana, Ethereum, whatever it might be, to the Cardano community. A lot of people say that the Cardano community is quite vocal and quite passionate about their blockchain. And there's a lot of us. There's definitely a lot of us. So being able to tap into the community itself and leverage that and to have people following and being active in your new startup is actually really key, because any startup can build a business, have a great idea, but if you don't have people supporting the company and jumping in like a customer base, and then it's a little hard to continue and keep it growing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think one of the things we found partnering with Cardano is just how active the community is, right? This has been very new for us as an organization. So kind of jumping in and trying to navigate, it has been, there's obviously a learning curve involved there, but it's been made much easier just by having individual or just welcoming us in with open arms, saying, no, like, here's some resources that we can give you. And just constantly, I can't tell you how many calls I'm on just weekly, just with the community, not only because I'm learning, but we are also in there actually giving suggestions on how we can continue to improve the community as well. So we're actively participating as like a give and take relationship where we're getting a lot out of it, but we're also giving back. And I think what others who, for example, might be building on an Ethereum or a Solana blockchain will find as soon as they begin engaging with Cardano is there that give and take in terms of like, wow, there's a lot of resources here for, not just converting my blockchain solution to Cardano, but also just building my business or expertise in a specific vertical. So it's been really a special thing for us. So we're really excited to, include others in it.
That's absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm assuming when applying for this pitch, there is certain criteria that would need to meet. So obviously you're looking for companies in emerging markets that are going to apply for this. Is there any other criteria that people need to fit to be able to apply?
Yeah, luckily we wanted to keep this this opportunity as inclusive as possible, right? So we're taking companies from every stage of the company process, whether you're in the idea stage or you currently have a product in market, to even if you're scaling. We're taking it from every blockchain. So if you are already building on Cardano or a competing blockchain, and we're also interested in having people who apply who are not maybe building on blockchain right now, but are interested in leveraging blockchain solutions for their current product, and getting you kickstarted on taking a current product that you have in market and actually building blockchain technology around that. So it's very inclusive in terms of who can apply. I'd say, yeah, the biggest criteria is from an emerging market. So whether you're from Latin America, from Africa, the Middle East, Asia, these are typically where we focus. And that will be some of the criteria we have for the accelerators that we will put on in August. So there will be 2 accelerator programs running at the same time. 24 of the startups that are going to those accelerators will be selected out of the 50 participants that are finalists in this competition. The 2 accelerators, one track of 12 startups will be specifically from Africa, and the other track will be from remaining emerging markets. And as you mentioned earlier, Pete, that obviously has to do with Cardano's recent focus on Africa. And our hope is to get a lot of success out of this challenge and also these accelerators, and to continue running programs such as this in the future, and to expand it to include other regions or maybe even make vertical focuses. So in many ways, even though Seedstars is a pro when it comes to running accelerators, because this is kind of our bread and butter, at the same time, this is a pilot for us in terms of what all we can contribute to the Cardano community. So We're excited to see the success from this to, run more of these programs to be more inclusive in the future.
Very, very exciting. Now, you mentioned a little bit earlier that you've partnered up with even Project Catalyst for this. So how's Project Catalyst involved? Are they part of the accelerator? Like what component are they providing alongside you guys?
Yeah. And I don't know how familiar your audience is with Project Catalyst, because it's been quite a learning curve for me.
Oh, we're very familiar with it.
Okay, good. So I don't need to provide any background there. For us, Project Catalyst has kind of been in many ways, our gateway to the Cardano community. We funded this one through their Fund 7, and a particular challenge in that fund was the accelerator and mentors portion of Cardano. So really looking to find solutions for these companies that are building on the Cardano platform. And this is kind of, like I mentioned, our expertise as Seedstars in terms of providing acceleration and mentorship. So we thought it was just a perfect fit to go through the Project Catalyst program and receive funding from the community to help enhance the community and provide these solutions, right? And actually, what's really great about that is we're currently in the process, because they're about to launch their Fund 9, we're currently in the process of seeing what else we can do through Project Catalyst to continue to enhance the Cardano community. So we're actually in the brainstorming process right now to continue to offer solutions such as this to the Cardano community. And I think really there's going to be two main outcomes, right? Which is one, we're going to bring more people onto the Cardano community in terms of building those blockchain solutions. And two, we're going to help them scale these solutions, right? Through giving them this specific mentorship on growing, scaling business, customer acquisition, all these different things that we teach through the accelerator program. So I think those two outcomes are really going to help Project Catalyst, help the community, and really help expand Cardano and blockchain.
Absolutely amazing. I had no idea that you guys were in Project Catalyst as well and went through Fund 7 and now looking at Fund 9. So it's, well, there's so many proposals now. It's really hard to keep up, but congratulations on that. And thank you so much for contributing your expertise from Seedstars into Project Catalyst. It kind of makes it a little bit more mature as well.
Yeah, it's, it's been really exciting for us. I think I've said it several times now. I just can't overstate how exciting it is for us as a company to be, a part of all this. I mentioned earlier about experimentation, right? That's something that's built into Seedstars' DNA on how we run things as a company. And what we've noticed through working through Project Catalyst is there's a lot of experimentation going on through Project Catalyst itself, right?
Yeah, it involves every fund.
Yeah, they're trying different things. And we love being a part of it because we feel there's just a lot of parallels between Project Catalyst, now Seedstars runs their business, but also in terms of, leveraging each other's community and network, it's just been really positive so far. So I think those who get involved in the Cardano community through this challenge will also be excited to learn more about the different aspects of Cardano, like Project Catalyst, for example. So, yes,
Project Catalyst. I think this fund that's coming out, Fund 9, is like 12 million ADA or so, $12 million US. I can't remember the numbers exactly, but each fund gets bigger and bigger. So there's more funding available for projects that are coming through it, especially for projects that are coming into the ecosystem for the very first time and haven't heard about Project Catalyst. There's an ongoing revenue stream there for any startup to actually get in on and help grow and build the business and also connect with a really active community. So Project Catalyst, absolutely fantastic. What you guys are doing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's been a nice incentive model, but in general, it's like, for example, I think what's really great about it is that they're always tying the funded project specific to what will help Cardano out. Like it's very focused on the community building, so it adds that incentive piece and that community piece, and it's just been a really positive experience. I think for Cardano as well, not just for us. I think since they've launched Project Catalyst, which it's only been 2 years, not even
year and a half, not even 2 years yet.
Yeah, year and a half. So I think even this being an experiment for Cardano, they've just seen a lot of fruitful activity come out of it.
Incredible. All right. So what's the timeline like, and how do people go and apply for this pitch and accelerator?
Yeah, so you can reach us through seedstars.com and find the link to the actual application on our homepage. Pete, I can actually share with you a link to the specific webpage that you can maybe put in the show notes.
Sure.
And the deadline is actually May 31st, so I'm happy we're having this conversation now. We've had open calls for almost 2 months now, but I encourage everyone to just go ahead and apply. The application's super easy. We haven't done the selection process yet, so don't feel like you're too late. Get up in there and submit your application, and we're going to review it, and we're going to select 50 of you to join in the boot camp. And we're also trying to figure out ways to continue to support all applicants, not just those 50. So that might actually be something we're proposing in Fund 9. So more to come on that. And yeah, please don't hesitate. And for those who are watching this casually, maybe not building, but are interested in just learning more about the actual event, please come join the event on the 21st and 22nd of June, the live streamed event, and see the winners and see some of these great solutions that people are building on Cardano.
Can't wait. I'll make sure I put all those links to everything in the show notes so that everyone knows exactly where to go to apply and find out more information about Seedstars as well. But before you go, is any tips that you can give people in regards to making their application stand out? Because like you said, you're getting thousands of these for these events. So what can people do to get your attention and stand out from the crowd?
Yeah, well, I try not to pick favorites, right? But I guess in this case, we kind of have to. Honestly, I'd say the best thing is we have just fill out everything. Okay, if there's the best thing you can possibly do is give information, because it helps us when there's not any missing information to really determine what stage your business is at, how we can best support you. One of the things we do when we model these workshops and these mentorship events and partner these individuals with specific mentors in our community is we have to do a needs assessment. So if you can put in the application where you think the biggest gaps are in your business, that really helps us to identify where we can best support you. So that would be the best way to stand out. And that helps make this program the best for everyone involved. By understanding where those gaps are. It makes the accelerators the best for everyone involved by understanding where we can best support. And it helps us better as an organization in the future just to look at these trends for all the applicants of like where we see these needs and these gaps. So just if you can fill those out, I think that will really help us to help you. Okay,
easy. I'll put a comment down below as well for it in the show notes so people don't forget. Zeb, it's been a pleasure talking to you and learning more about Seedstars and this pitch fest that you guys are doing as well. It's absolutely amazing. And how you guys are like integrating, combining yourselves into the Cardano ecosystem as well. Fantastic. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a great ride so far. And it's really the beginning of the journey for us with Cardano. So thank you for welcoming us. Everyone, please go check out seedstars.com. Pete, thanks for giving us this medium to talk about the challenge and about Seedstars. And we're really looking forward to it. So thanks again.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure we'll chat again soon. Thanks, Eb.
Great. Thank you.
Now, if you found this really interesting, please leave a 5-star rating and review on any network where you listen to this podcast. It really helps out with the discoverability of the podcast episode. And I'm going to try and put more effort into actually getting these audio versions out at the same time. It does take a huge amount of effort to do the video, the blog post, and the audio all at the same time. But hey, if I can, I will. And I'll try and get these audio podcasts up for you guys because I know a lot of people prefer to listen to the audio as well. But if you're after the show notes, you can get to it at cardanode.com.au/EP040. There you find all the links that Zeb was talking about to apply for the Seedstars competition, and you'll be able to find all the information about it as well. So if you are wanting to apply for it, there is a time limit. You will need to get your applications in before the 31st of May 2022. So have a look at that. Put in as much information as you can. Fingers crossed you get into the pitch competition. I'm looking forward to seeing what companies come through that particular proposal system and what will be pitching at the end with the within the competition later in June. Now, like I said, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating or review if you feel inclined to. And please, please, please make sure you keep those seed phrases safe and secure. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debating. IOHK, Emergo, we're not affiliated, not Cardano Foundation. We just gotta say it. A show that you can learn and it's for your entertainment. Yeah, you gotta check it. Don't wanna be missing that. You were tuned in to the Learn Cardano podcast. Yeah, giving insight. Ain't another show like this when it come to crypto. Invest at your own risk. Might not be for everyone, but who it is for, we keep giving you some info and plenty more. Hey, yeah, the Learn Cardano podcast. Hey, yeah, the Learn Cardano podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked right here. Let's go.